Good day, everyone. Welcome to our daily briefing. So let's have our market recap on last Friday's data. So first things we have the gross domestic product for Germany yearly basis for the first quarter. So the previous data was 1.8%, and the market forecast at 3.1%. And the release time last Friday was 4 p.m. And the actual data was 3.7%, slightly higher comparing to the market forecast, and it beats the previous data as well. So right after the release of the yearly basis for GDP for Germany, the euro dollar moved in the range of 32.6 pips, and 1 hour after the event, it ended with a bullish trend of 6.6 pips, followed by the gross domestic product quarterly basis during the first quarter for Germany as well. So the previous data was negative 0.3%, and it's being forecasted higher, around 0.1%. And the release time, same at 4 p.m. Last Friday. So the actual data was slightly higher as well, for about 0.2%. So it beats the market forecast and also the previous data. Now for this one, same goes with the yearly basis. The euro dollar move in the range of 32.6 pips, and it ended with a bullish trend of 6.6 pips. Followed by the gross domestic product for Eurozone yearly basis for the first quarter. So the previous data was 4.7%, and the market forecast at 4.8%. So it's being forecasted slightly higher, and the release time was 5 p.m. last Friday. So the actual data was 5%, and obviously it beats the market forecast and the previous data. And right after the data for the GDP for Eurozone for yearly basis, the price of the euro dollar moved in a range of 13.7 pips, and it ended with a bullish trend of 8.2 pips 1 hour following the event. Followed by the GDP as well for the Eurozone quarterly basis for the first quarter. So the previous data was 0.3%, and market forecast 0.2%. However, the actual data was 0.2%. It was actually neutral, because the actual data did not beat the market expectations. And right here, the price of the euro dollar move, same goes with the yearly basis, in the range of 30.7 pips, and it ended with a bullish trend of 8.2 pips. Next is we have the GDP for Canada monthly basis for the month of February. So the previous data was 0.2%, and it's being forecasted higher for about 0.8%. And the release time last Friday was 8:30 p.m. and the actual data was 1.1%. So beats the market forecast in the previous data. So for the USD CAD, the price of the dollar loonie went up, or went down rather. It ended with a bearish trend of 2.5 pips 1 hour after the event, but the price moved in the range of 30.9 pips. And for today's economic data, during the European session, let's focus on the retail sales around 2 p.m. Monthly basis and yearly basis for the month of March for Germany. And also we have the consumer confidence for Eurozone later at 5 p.m. So the monthly basis for retail sales for Germany is expected to be neutral, since the previous and the market consensus is around 0.3%. And also the consumer confidence is neutral, since the previous data is negative 16.9 and it's being forecasted. Same goes with the previous one. And for the US session, later at 10 p.m., we have to focus on the ISM manufacturing PMI for the month of April. So this one is expected to be slightly higher, since the previous data was 57.1 and the market consensus at 58. So we also have to pay attention on the global manufacturing PMI for Canada later at 9:30 p.m. And for our key product for today, we have the euro against the USD, since we have a heavy data for the European session later. For today's support, we can look for 1.04 and 9, and a secondary support at 1.04 and 4, and for the resistance for the euro dollar is around 1.05 and 9, and also the resistance to is around 1.06 and 4 respectively. All right. Thank you everyone for joining our daily briefing. Stay safe and have a great day.